And I think it goes way back to my longtime care about what's happening to the environment. As I've kind of evolved as an artist and as a person, I became interested, concerned, and curious of what's going on in human nature, in the psyche of humans, that we can be basically destroying the planet that we live upon. And it's just almost an act of suicide in a sense. And there's something that's very curious about that. And so as an artist and a person curious in human nature, I'm delving into that in my art form. Okay, my name is Kurt Steger, and I'm a sculptor. Yeah, I've worked in a lot of mediums, from bronze to steel, ceramics, but my heart is as a woodworker. I was a cabinet maker and a carpenter and a furniture maker in the past, and this material is the most versatile to me, and it's a material that I find real challenging to work, but it's also the material that I've got the greatest expertise in. Once the tree is cut and wood is cut into board, it's still alive. Wood is always expanding and contracting and moving, and it's something that has to be taken in account during the construction of things, because with that movement, it can break itself apart. And it's such a versatile medium that it can be bent either by steaming or by cutting into thin strips and bending. There's so many varieties of wood, from light, soft woods to dense hardwoods. I find that there's just a endless variety of ways of working in wood. I'm really interested and concerned with technology. We're moving so fast into technology, and I feel like that is an incredible intellect that we have to move technology. What I'm hoping to do is slow things down a little bit, just in our minds, and come back to our hearts. And what are we going to do with this technology? What's it for? How do we want to use it? And I think it's important to be able to listen to our hearts. And I'm interested in what's that bridge between the head and the heart. And my answer for myself is through the hands. I feel like working with our hands, we're very connected between the two. Our hands are connected to our heart, but it also takes this intellect to choose what to do with them. It's grown upon itself. It started out along this idea of working with the ice and the transformation, the dripping of ice. But then I started, instead of just getting water out of the tap, I realized that I wanted to bring in that idea of carbon and pollution into it. So I first started mixing charcoal, just raw and graphite, raw carbon, into the ice. And then I realized that I was contaminating the water, and so why not use water that's contaminated? So there was a rain happening that day, and I went out in the gutter and scooped up water right out of the gutter and froze that, and then started dripping that water down onto sheets of paper, and realizing that it's making a mark. That idea of the ice melting, but then this pollutants in it and this carbon in it started creating that connection between the ice caps and the carbon footprint that we leave and that we're creating as humans. kind of an ongoing question for me, what my goal is with my art. But as I've progressed into this, over 30 years of art making into it, and I feel like I want my work to have a healing sense to it, and bringing in a sense of the sacred into my work, that idea of ritual and ceremony, which I think is something that's really lost in our culture. And I think when we lose ceremony and ritual, we also lose the connection to that primal place within us that is connected to the earth. And I think this is, in my mind, this is something that we're really suffering from in our culture. And if I can bring in a little bit of that back in through my artwork, I feel like I'm accomplishing my goal to create some sense of healing through my work.